Green setting multiple screens for Curry, who fires and hits and ties the game. In the history of basketball, and then misses right at the rim. Gordon, he's been hot all night. Got another one. 10th three-pointer for Gordon. Denver takes the lead.
Steph Curry has locked down his place as one of the greatest players to ever touch an NBA court, with that wild shooting range that changed basketball forever. After his first MVP run, he showed the whole league that a team could dominate just by stretching the floor with 5 guys who can launch it from deep. The Golden State Warriors, with Steph leading the charge, went on a crazy run in the late 2000s that had the whole league shaking. So what do other stars really think about Steph and his greatness? Let's dive into what some players have said about the man who turned long-range shooting into an art form. Just like Steph, Luka Doncic came into the league in 2018 and instantly started making noise. Luka and Steph already clashed in the playoffs once, and both of them dropped some wild performances that had fans glued to their screens. The respect between them is solid, and the admiration goes both ways. After one of their battles where they were trading buckets all night, Luka shared some love for Steph in a post-game interview. He said,
Curry has time. 3 seconds. Curry from half court. Oh! He puts it in at the buzzer.
It's like
for everyone out here oohing and on with him.
He's already got some.
Pachulia drives on, Gortat stops, reverses, spins, still dribbles, pump fake, nowhere to go. Good defense, Gortat. Curry gets it back in the corner, fakes Gortat, a look away 3. Oh my goodness! He just kind of held the ball out with his right. Gortat spun around, he stepped back and nailed the 3 of the 3.
Curry splits the defense behind the back, fires a 3. Oh, he puts it in! What a spectacular move!
That could be the greatest move I've ever seen live. No, I'm being serious.
Stephen Curry, just a spectacular move here. Somehow holds on, fires up the...
It's Curry. Wallace is on him. Got by Rivers. Good if it goes.
Curry ends up with 37. Lakers are on fire.
That's something unbelievable. When I see him play, I just think to myself that every shot is going to go in. The way he plays the game, it's just enjoyable to watch. Even if you're on the opposing team, it's always fun to be playing against him. That kind of praise hits different coming from a superstar. Then we move to Kevin Durant, who faced the Warriors in the 2016 playoffs, and then made a decision that shocked the whole league when he joined them that summer. Once KD and Steph shared the floor, they built one of the most dangerous offenses the NBA has ever seen, lighting up defenses every night. Even though KD's time in Golden State didn't end perfectly, the respect between the two legends stayed strong. The media kept pushing narratives about KD being jealous of Steph, but KD shut that down multiple times. He made it clear how much he enjoyed hooping with Steph. KD said, "Playing with Steph was amazing. I saw that he was super engaged. When I saw him crashing the boards heavy, coming off somebody's back to grab a rebound, he's like, yo, I really want this. And I've been in that locker room too, so I know the way that they're thinking. And it's fun to play with somebody that's as engaged because he made it fun for everybody with the shots that he was making. Steph really brings out the best in everybody on that court." People kept pushing that jealousy storyline, but anytime KD and Steph were actually on the court, none of that showed at all. KD even called out the rumors like, "So why are you trying to make something up now?" Because the chemistry between him and Steph was real every night they suited up together. And speaking of legendary matchups, LeBron James and Steph Curry gave fans some of the craziest finals battles of the 2000s. They went head-to-head for 4 straight seasons, with Steph's squad usually having more weapons, even though LeBron still managed to snatch 1 championship away from that Warriors dynasty. Those clashes turned into instant classics. LeBron has always shown respect to Steph for flipping basketball on its head with that deep-range shooting. One of the biggest topics in 2022 was LeBron openly saying he'd love to team up with Steph someday. He didn't hide it at all, saying, "Steph Curry's the one that I want to play with for sure in today's game. I love everything about that guy, lethal. When he gets out his car, you better guard him right from the moment he pulls up to the arena." You might want to guard him when he gets out of the bed. I swear to God, he's serious. LeBron saying that had the whole league buzzing, because who wouldn't want to run with the greatest shooter ever? Another underrated storyline from the 2000s was the rivalry between Steph Curry and Chris Paul. When CP3 was with the Clippers, they knocked out the Warriors in a 7-game battle in 2014, which many fans see as the moment that pushed Golden State toward becoming a powerhouse. After that, Steph and CP3 crossed paths a ton of times and delivered straight-up iconic moments. There was the time Steph had CP3 sliding around the floor when he hit that crossover, or when Chris Paul hit a 3 over Steph and hit his own little shimmy right back at him. And who can forget Steph dropping 33 points in the second half of that Game 6 against the Rockets to send the Warriors through? That rivalry had real heat, but behind all those battles, there's been genuine respect between the two. CP3 talked about how far back their relationship goes, saying, "I've known Steph forever. When he came into the league, he had my respect because we spent that real time together training and working out. And Steph just kept getting nicer and nicer and nicer. It was just a matter of time for them to put in the system that was for him." That's the kind of praise that hits deep between two longtime competitors. And the rest is straight up history, because Giannis turned himself into one of the coldest players in the entire league. The respect between him and Steph has been strong for years, especially since both of them climbed to MVP status. Giannis has always been open about being a huge Steph fan, and he never tries to hide it. When ESPN recently ranked Giannis as the top player in the NBA, he dropped some honest and humble comments that shocked a lot of people. He said, "Do I believe that I'm one of the best players in the league in the way I help my team be great and win games? It's efficient and effective. Yeah, I do. I'm mature enough, I'm old enough to understand that. Do I believe I'm the best player in the world? No. I think the best player in the world is the person that's the last one standing, the person that takes his team to the finish line and helps them win games and become champions. So that's how I view it. I believe the best player in the world is Steph Curry until the next player." Steph, who ESPN ranked at number 5, didn't hesitate to agree. He said he saw Giannis the same way during the season when the Bucks won the title. That type of mutual respect between two MVPs is rare, and it shows how much they appreciate each other's grind. Then there's the other half of the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson. He's been a huge part of Golden State's run, standing next to Steph for nearly a decade. Their time together would have been even longer if Klay didn't deal with those heartbreaking season-ending injuries. But even with all that, the two have built the scariest shooting duo the league has ever seen. Klay once talked about how their bond really took off in year 3. He said, "We really didn't get to know each other until our 3rd year in the league together, as we're both very quiet. And I think that the trip with USA Basketball to Spain, where we played some golf, drank some sangria in Barcelona, it was that summer of 2014 that kind of glued us together. I think he'll say the same. Since then, we've become good friends, and I think you can see that on the court as well as we do. Some things that come like second nature to us. Bombing from 3 like we do, it's changed the way of playing the game, to which a lot of people will probably say that it ruined it. But I think it's an innovative way of approaching the game. No question, the Splash Brothers flipped basketball upside down and created the blueprint for modern offense. And moving from one MVP to another, Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic had some major praise for Steph too. When he was asked who he thought was the most impressive player in the entire league, he didn't hesitate for even a second. Jokic said, "It's Steph Curry. I say that to pretty much everyone. If you don't like watching him play, you probably don't like watching basketball as a sport altogether. He plays in such a lucid way. I sometimes catch myself thinking, look at what this guy is doing. But my God, his shots just keep falling. He pulls up from such distances, I feel like my shots wouldn't even reach from that far away. And honestly, we all feel that way, Nikola. Steph's range is something out of a video game, and everyone knows it." Paul George, meanwhile, has spent years trying to figure out how to contain Steph. He's had a few solid moments, but Steph has cooked him plenty of times too. In a matchup between the Clippers and Warriors back in October 2021, the Clippers actually did a solid job slowing Steph down in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. But everyone knows how dangerous Steph gets when he's locked in and ready to flip the game in an instant. Steph flipped the whole game in the 4th quarter, finding his rhythm and dropping 10 clutch points in the final 6 minutes, including 2 cold-blooded dagger threes that silenced the whole arena. After the game, Paul George was asked about what Steph did out there, and he didn't even try to sugarcoat it. He said, "He's so good. He's just a complete package offensively. He's mastered how to get free without dribbling the ball. 1 second you look away and he's gone." And honestly, that describes Steph perfectly, because the Clippers were chasing shadows that whole night. And when it comes to players who actually enjoy the chaos of guarding Steph, Patrick Beverley is definitely one of them. He'll talk his talk, even if some of those lines come back to haunt him. His most famous line will always be when he told Steph, "You had the last 5 years. The next 5 are mine." Yeah, let's just say that quote still follows him everywhere. Pat Bev also had a hilarious moment online when he compared guarding CP3 to guarding Steph. He tweeted, "Do guys in the NBA go to sleep early the night before playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. I'm going to Steak 44, have me a nice little wine. Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. Mom, don't call me. My girl, don't call me." That tweet had the whole basketball world laughing because everyone knows Steph demands a different level of preparation. But on the real, Beverley's respect for Steph is huge. He once called Steph the golden boy and backed it up, saying, "Of course, everyone knows what Steph Curry's done. These guys are shooting threes and they're not looking anymore. He's changed the game. He looks good doing it. The face is perfect. He's the golden boy and everybody knows that. It just works for him and he got the basketball to back it up. So he's right there." And honestly, Pat Bev wasn't lying. Steph's style and skill just hit differently. And after Steph carried the Warriors in Game 4 of the 2022 Finals with a legendary 43-point performance, even Jason Tatum had to show major respect. Tatum guarded him on a few plays and still couldn't slow him down. And he made sure the world knew exactly how special Steph really is. After Game 4 of the Finals, Jason Tatum talked about what he learned from trying to guard Steph, and he kept it real with the media. He said, "Everybody knows that he's a great player, right? One of the greatest. He's doing what he has to do to put his team in the best position to win. I knew he was a great player before the series, and after Game 4, I definitely know he's a great player as well." Hearing that from a top young star showed just how much respect Steph commands on the court. Steph has become one of the most well-liked and respected players in the entire league, and when he finally grabbed that long-awaited Finals MVP in 2022, it felt like the last piece of his legendary resume snapped into place. Everything he does from this point on is just extra shine on an already iconic legacy. He's locked in as one of the greatest players the game has ever seen, no debate. Watching him perform at this level night after night has been a real privilege for basketball fans everywhere, because players like Steph don't come around often. Let's make sure we appreciate every moment while he's still out there lighting up arenas and changing the game.